Okay, good number one. Can you explain it?
So I did -4 on both sides, and then 2 minus 4 is -2, and then you can divide that by not negative, sorry, 2, because you do the opposite of multiplication with 2x, so, and then I got x equals -1.
Lovely. Number two.
I did -3 on both sides, and then I brought down my negative x, and then 2 minus 3 is -1, and then I did negative x divided by negative x, which cancels out, and then -1 divided by negative x, which equals x equals 1.
So I'm okay with that. I would suggest not dividing by negative x, just the -1 in front.
Okay.
Because if you divide -1 by x, in reality that x still stays there, so it would have been 1 over x. So if you just divide by the -1, I prefer that. Okay. Kevin?
So I did -9 on both sides, and then divide by, and that's 72, and then I did 9x, divide 9x on both sides, so then it's 72 divided by 9 equals 8, so x equals 8.
I agree. Same thing as before, don't add the x in. So when you're dividing, just divide by the number that's in front of the variable, not with the variable itself. Okay, Dave.
I had to get rid of the 6, so I subtracted 6 on both sides, and I got 3, and then divided 3, and I got x equals 3, but I mean 1.
Very good. All right, make sure you take a picture, turn it in on Classroom, and I'll be around with notes.
Okay, wait, when do I get to Oh. Wait, will we ever get? Wait, okay.
Yes, take one pass back. Take one pass back.
I thought we like did it after fall break.
Please take one pass back. Thank you. Leave this for the Alright, before we begin, how do you guys feel about the test last class?
Easy.
Hey, it's okay. Everyone is at different stages right now. Yes, Jude.
Where's the warm up at the very top?
It's where it says warm up.
I didn't see that part. Alright.
You have it now?
Yes, I got it.
Thank you.
Yo, Kevin, I need you to stop.
Okay, stay calm. Alright, so what do you think we're going to be learning today?
Why? I think we're going to be learning about literal equations.
I agree. It's going to be literal equations. That's how I know it's right there. So this is kind of doing more of what you've already done, but, sorry to confuse you, we're adding another variable. But we will need this later on. So what we're going to go from is standard form, as you'll see on standardized test, hence the name, to what's called slope-intercept form. So that is what's going to go here. Slope-intercept form. Now with slope-intercept form, we're not going to use it a whole lot today, or at least in this scenario, we're not going to use it. We're going to solve for y, or some variable ask us to solve for. but later on with specifically slope-intercept, we're gonna graph it. So on a coordinate plane, just like the one that's right in the back corner of that whiteboard. So, when we eventually get to graphing, do you guys remember what the M represents? Kevin?
Slope?
Yes, it is slope. So slope, as we'll learn later on, is the steepness of a line. So if it's like 5, it's gonna be about here. If it's 1/2, it's about here. So the smaller it is, it's more of the natural straight line. Jay, why don't you know the B?
The intercept,
Y-intercept.
y-intercept.
Y-intercept. Okay. Now what we're mainly doing today is solving for a specific variable. It doesn't always have to be y, but how we'll see it is mainly in what's called standard form. We'll learn later on, not necessarily today, but standard form is always written ax plus by equals c. Always. I already said this, but where do you guys think you'll see standard form the most?
Standardized test.
Standardized test. You guys are now in high school, you'll see a lot more of those. So this is how it will usually be written on those standardized tests, or how it wants you to write it. We won't do much with it today, but this is just a heads up, okay? So, how we're actually doing this today and how we're going from standardized or standard to slope-intercept form is just isolating the y term or whatever variable it has to solve for. So, I'm going to rewrite my standard form. If I want to isolate my y term here, I know that's what I'm going to solve for. I'm going to box it so I know that stays put. Everything else moves to the other side. Okay? Everyone follow? Think? It'll get easier the more we practice with it. Okay. So I need to get rid of my ax. So it wants me to subtract ax from both sides. So minus ax, minus ax. Remember, it has to be on the other side of my equal sign. Okay? I drew that line too long. So that's why, and that's how I got my by equals negative ax, because I cannot combine that with c, and then plus c. So now if I go from here, I need to divide everything, since b is being multiplied by y, I need to divide everything by b. So that means this whole side, not just a, not just c, the whole side. You guys remember the fraction problem where you had x over 4 plus or minus 2? Everyone tried to multiply by 2 first. You also had to multiply by that 2. That's why I kept getting wrong. So what you do to one side, you have to do the whole side of the other one. These cancel over here, that's why I get y by itself. But luckily with fractions, if they have the same number on the bottom and it's adding on top, I can actually split it. So as long as they have common denominators, I can split this. So that's how I get my negative a over b. X can be either off to the side of the fraction, or it can stay up with that negative a. That is completely up to you as long as you remember where your x is. And then c over b. Easy peasy, right? We solved for our y, we got it by itself. Let's try it, okay? So if I were to convert my standardized form of negative 5x plus 9y equal to 81 to slope-intercept form, what am I solving for? If I needed to go from standard form to slope-intercept form.
Why?
Say it out loud.
Why?
Why? Yeah. So I'm going to box this. That's the variable I'm solving for. Thank you to those who are writing this down. So that y is going to stay put. I can't combine it with anything at all. So what should I get rid of first? Kevin. How would I get rid of that negative 5x?
Add 5x to both sides.
Add 5x to both sides. Now, it cancels on my left side, so what am I left with on my left side?
9y.
9y, thank you, Kevin. Now, someone besides Kevin, am I allowed to combine my 81 and my 5x?
No.
No.
No, why?
Cause they're not like terms.
Variable.
They're not like terms. One has a variable, one does not. So, how I would write this, since it's positive, I don't need negative in front, 5x plus 81. Okay. Swollen so far. Okay. Aiden, looking at you. What should my next step be? You know it. If I am trying to get my y by itself, what do I need to get rid of?
9.
I'm asking you. 9. So, someone else, what's that little operation in between there?
Multiple.
Multiply. How do I get rid of the multiplication?
Divide.
I appreciate people raising their hands. Yes, so I divide by 9. Remember, I'm dividing the whole thing. But I can separate this. So what's left on my left side?
Y.
Y. Please raise your hand for this next one. How can I split this
5x
up?
plus 9.
Raise your hand. Gotcha. Yes.
You can split it up by 5 over 9x plus.
Plus what?
9.
How did you know it was 9?
Because 81 divided by 9 is 9.
Don't worry, you're not gonna have another fraction today. I'm saying today, you might later on.
Wait, how do you do it?
You're adding 9 because 81 divided by 9 is 9. Am I done? Did I get y by itself?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, so there's your answer. Look, we added an extra variable and you guys solved it.
But how do you graph that?
Hmm?
How do you graph that though?
We'll learn that when we get to slope-intercept form. So not today, I'm pretty sure it's next class, but I like the enthusiasm. Okay, does anyone need more time to write this down? Great, flip over your papers. Okay, we're gonna do it again. I want you guys to try this on your own. Just by yourself. I'll come walking around, but please try it by yourself. So there should not be any fractions for your y-intercept. That b. There will be with your a over b. You didn't. You just put it in a different order. That's fine. Not always. Not always. I'll just say not always. You'll see me later on. Yes. You take your seat. Nice. Thank you, Aiden. What you did first. Go with the y by itself. You want to leave this one here? What else do you want to say? Yeah, this one will have extra. I get where your head's at, but it's okay. Yes, it is. So, yes, so it stays in a fraction. So you get negative 2 over 2.
Okay, so if you can't do it, you can do it.
Alright, with this one, what am I solving for? Y. So I'm gonna box it, you don't have to. So other than what's with y, what should I get rid of first? Yes,
The 2x.
I agree. How do I get rid of the 2x?
Subtract.
Subtracting 2x on both sides of the equal sign. It cancels on my left side, so what am I left with on my left side? Yes.
3y equals negative 2x plus 12. Oh.
It's okay. I agree. Okay. Yes, Davon. What should I do next?
Divide 3 from 1 on both sides.
On both sides. So my y is going to be by itself on my left side. Can I simplify negative 2x divided by 3? No. No. So I should leave that as what?
Fraction.
A fraction. Yes. How about your question? Am I okay to keep my x on top?
Yes.
Yes. Perfectly fine. Okay. 12 divided by 3.
4.
Still positive?
Yeah.
So it's plus 4. Am I done?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I am. That's it. All done. We'll do more of this, I believe, next class. So this will be Tuesday, or no. Tuesday's e-learning. I'll explain that later on. But next Thursday's when we'll get more into writing it this form. Okay? Now with literal equations, it's a little different because we're not just always going from standard form to slope-intercept form. Literal equations has to do with solving for a specific variable. So with slope-intercept form, it's y. That's why we only solve for y when we weren't solving for x. So with literal equations, usually you're given an equation, whether it's area, volume, perimeter. You'll see those equations a lot in this class. So learning how to solve for a specific variable will really help. Okay. So example 3. The perimeter of a house is 54 meters. Well, great, now I got units. I gotta make sure I got it right at the end. The length is 20 meters. Write an equation to solve for the width of the house. So I'm gonna let L be my length, and W is gonna be my width, and then P for perimeter. That's why I have P, L, and W up here. Now to find perimeter, it's all four sides added together, right? Easy peasy, just add. But we need to solve for W. So what I did, and what the book also did, was it combined like terms. So L plus L became 2L, W plus W equals 2W. That's how we get, this is what you'll see on your homework. I gave you the equation, don't worry. Okay, so if I'm to solve for W, what should I do first from this original equation? So I'm solving for W, I'm gonna block off my W. Yes, Kevin?
Subtract 2L, so the 2L on the side.
I agree. Then I'm going to subtract 2L from both sides. That's okay. So what am I left with on my left side?
Negative 2L plus B.
What am I left with on my right side?
2W.
PW. Someone else. What is my last step to solve for W? Yes. Divide by 2. Love it. So cancels here. So I'm left with negative 2L plus P over 2. Yes.
Why is there a plus P right there?
Because we put negative 2L first.
Oh, okay.
And P is positive. Great question. I agree. It's just because it's positive, so we're adding it. Okay. I can actually write this another way. Do you guys see two things that kind of match on the top and bottom?
Two.
The two. So remember how we said we can split this up? So I have negative 2L over 2 plus P over 2. Sadly, I cannot simplify this fraction, but I can simplify this one. If I take negative 2 divided by 2, what am I left with?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. So these will actually cancel, but my negative's still there, don't forget it. So I have W equals negative, my L's there too, and I can't simplify that second fraction, so I'm left with that. Does everyone follow how each step went? Okay. So now we are given that the perimeter of the house is 54 meters, and the length is 20. So my P is what? My P, which is perimeter, is what? 54. 54. So I'm gonna plug it in. So I have W equals, I'm gonna do that blank. 54 divided by 2. What's my length? What does it say my length is? 20. That's a very bad 20. No. Remember we got rid of the over 2.
Yep.
Okay. I asked you guys to get a calculator before class. I will let you guys solve this in one step. So can you guys plug this into your calculators real quick? And make sure that when you do this fraction, put that in parentheses first.
Is it a negative 20 or positive?
It's a negative 20.
Hello.
Sorry, I erased the 20 and I erased part of it. So type into your calculator, negative 20
Okay.
plus, and then in parentheses,
I can. Thank you.
54 divided by 2.
Is it 7? No, is it 7?
You guys tell me, did everyone get 7?
I got a 7.
Alright.
I for one got a 7.
Alright. Am I finished?
What's a 7?
Guys,
Yes,
listen.
you finished.
Am I?
Yes. Yes.
Are you sure?
Yep. Positive. I guarantee. I'll put my entire house.
Am I done?
No, we have to put our units. I
We
just
have to put our units. Aha. That's what I kept asking. Now you guys will catch on. What is my units?
Meters.
Meters.
Meters. Now you're done. Yes, can.
Where's that?
After notes. Okay, I think we have just one more question. Does this understand? Is this with anybody? Kind of? Okay, I'll take kind of.
So basically,
Any questions before we move on to the very last one?
so the length is, so the length right there, L stands for length, and right there it says
Does
20.
anyone need more time to write this down?
And then for the width,
Perfect.
we had to figure out the width. So that's how we got 54. And then, yeah. Sorry, I probably explained it like that.
Last problem. Am I working with perimeter again?
Yeah.
If I was working with perimeter, would I have a P in my equation?
Yeah. You do
We're doing the area. So a rectangular garden, here's our lovely garden, has an area of 15 feet squared. The width of the garden is 3 feet, but we need to find our width again. So what variable are we solving for this time?
Ed.
We were given our area.
Oh.
We were given the width.
So we're
I read
solving for
length.
length.
So we're solving for length. So we're solving for L. What does that little dot mean in between the L and W? Multiplication. So how do I get L by itself?
Divide.
So by what?
15. Or no,
What?
not 3. Sorry.
With just use the variables.
3.
What's this variable?
W.
That's a W.
That's divide by W. I said 3.
So we're just trying to solve for L right now. We'll plug in numbers in a minute, I'll come back. So divide by W. So I'm gonna write it this way with my length first. And then area over W. Is that too small?
No.
Okay. Okay. Jude, what's my area?
15 squared.
Mm-hmm. Just 15. Area, the units are squared, not 15. Oh, that's okay. Easy mistake.
I'll go with 2.
Alright. Dawson. What is my width? 3. I agree. So everybody, what is 15 divided by 3?
5.
5.
5 feet.
I agree, Kevin. 5 feet.
Wait, how much?
5. Does anyone have any questions over anything here?
6 and
Do you guys remember what the y was in mx plus b is? The actual name for that type of equation? What's it called?
Slope-intercept form.
Slope-intercept form. Yes.
Like, with this, do we always solve for L? Like, what we always
Not always. It's a great question. You will always start with this equation first, and it could give you solve for the length, solve for the width. With perimeter, if that perimeter problem earlier, it might ask you to solve for the length instead. So that's why at the very beginning, I boxed which letter it asked me to look for. Just so I know what letter I'm working with and what ones I need to get rid of. Any more questions? Yes. You want to go to that thing. Alright, after you turn in, make sure you take pictures, turn in on Classroom, both sides, and I'll be around with homework.
Is that all we're doing for the rest of the class?
There is another paper afterwards, and we do have your e-learning assignment. So if you guys get done with your homework and you just want to move to your e-learning assignment, that is okay. I believe there is a formative with it. There is a formative with it. So you will input everything on the formative to check yourself.
We have homework or was that?
We do have homework. We have homework from this lesson, but we also printed off your e-learning for next Tuesday.
So I was asking if there's formative with our homework or.
No, not with your homework.
Like,
Oh, there is?
Wait, homework?
Yes, there is a formative with your homework and e-learning.
Is homework like the paper that we're doing now?
Yes.
Oh,
Homework is the paper you're getting now.
so if you get it done.
If you get it done, then you can go to e-learning.